open up where it left off last week at Ross's birthday party. Kenya is being confronted with a partially shown DM received from Martell, that's Sheree's current love interest. Hello, everyone. It's me again, Delightful Soul. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can hear more content about your favorite celebrities, my opinions, and what's happening around the world. So let's get into this video. Yes, Kenya is being confronted with a partially shown DM received from Martell, Sheree's current love interest. Sheree claims that Martell slid into her DM to download or low-key ask her out. And when Sheree asked her for evidence to DM, she produced it. And Martell made some comment in reference to Kenya that she did not like. Martell said something to the fact that if he would have slid into her DMs, he's sure that she would have answered it. As if she responds to all of her DMs. And he could be low-key calling her a hoe. And if she is receiving DMs, she should respond to them. The single men, that is. And I can understand why she wouldn't respond to Martell in any manner. But it seems as if it is innocent. He wrote, I appreciate the quote-unquote kind words when you were live with. And a lot is presuming that it was Carlos King when she was on his podcast, Smiley Face. I like the fact that Candy confronted Sonya when she came back to her and told her that Courtney said that she was ghetto. Candy responded, what did you say? Did you defend me? Candy feels as if Sonya has been hanging out with Sheree and Courtney and them. They are feeding her head with stuff. I kinda can feel Candy on this because Candy also is suspect of Sonya for inviting her to an event where she know that someone, Courtney, was going to confront her. And as you can tell, they did have some type of loudness with each other, but Candy was mainly loud. And talking of head-butting someone, I guess Courtney is making her case. And Candy also recognized those type of people that come to you telling you, he said, she said. What is your part in that conversation? Sonya has the rights to be friends with whoever she would like to be friends with. These are grown women, and we tend to have a whole lot of enemies when we have not done anything wrong. This is not middle school. And if you were asking around about Courtney, so what? She was about to be in your space, and she's new. And if you did ask around, you probably would have found out that she is Raph's, Drew Sidora's husband's cousin. While Candy and Todd was at the restaurant where a powwow had occurred, they made it seem as if they were there for food tasting. The producers brought up the fact that they are not addressing the elephant in the room, and the elephant was the fact that her cousin arrived with his arm in a sling, and he was the one that was powwowed at Candy's restaurant. They say it was an employee who showed up late and intoxicated and got into it with an argument with the kitchen manager, who is her cousin, and they took it outside, and powwow occurred. And yes, we have Sonya. And like I said, Sonya is going to get enough running and telling people information when she did not play a proper role in that. Some things you just keep to yourself or hold it for later. As far as her family, I think it is a good idea that they move out on their own. But do y'all think that Sonya is paying them in room and board? They doing things for her and she paying them in room and board? Because the things that they do, that is a very lucrative income to be paying out. And of course, she probably has it with that very nice party that she gave for Ross. So again, I think that she needs to stop being that little butterfly that's going back and forth to each person. And it is a good idea for her family to move out. And I believe that Ross suggested having another child to deter them from being there as long as they have, and with the hopes that they will move out if you guys are growing your family. And we can also hope that he will find a permanent space or run his business out of Atlanta from Dallas, okay? So I hope she looks into those things so that she can have a long relationship marriage with her husband. Well, Drew Sidora showed up in this episode, and we are finding out that she is wanting to pursue a music career. However, not before finding out that her father is suffering from Alzheimer's. And that was her emergency where she went to Chicago to visit with her family, and particularly her father. And her mother was there. And I can understand the placement in which Raph would have been, he would have not served any purpose other than to support his wife, who is supporting her mother. I guess singing at Sheree's birthday party, or singing for Sheree's birthday, and singing for her father, who she said just lit him up a bit because that's how they connected through music. And overall, having a very nice voice. Now, I didn't know that Raph played the keyboard, which was good. That was a song that he wrote, and she sung it, and it's a very nice song. So we want to see where this go, but we kind of know where it goes because recently, as of March of 2023, this year, Drew has filed for divorce because she claims that Raph Pittman is a serial cheater, and that's why she's filing for divorce. And at this point, Marlo did not give us anything on this episode. I'm sure that she's happy that she's not caught up in this mess. But I do hear that she will have her own drama later on this season. And guess with who? You had a meetup with Sheree at a place where Sheree processes and ship her She by Sheree merchandise. And I thought they stayed in the same neighborhood together and they could have met at each other's house. But anyway, Kenya is concerned that Martell is very disrespectful to her. And she felt like he should not have spoken to her in that manner. They were bickering back and forth with each other. Sheree agreed, but you cannot confront him, she said, or disrespect him and not expect him to defend himself. And Kenya calls Martell aggressive when he verbally responds to her attacks and claims. And how did you expect him to respond? However you feel about him and his character, it is not going to go well when you confront someone in front of a group. Or besides, Sheree claims she knew about the DMs and Martell had already told her. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Martell should not be a threat to Sheree. The worst thing that could happen is she gets her feelings hurt, and I don't believe Sheree is attached to him in any way other than companionship. But for now, I presume Martell and Sheree said, let's make this money while everyone calls me clueless. Mhm. So for Kenya to ride so hard to make it clear that Martell is no good is just pointless. She wants to keep up conflict to drive a wedge between Sheree and Martell every chance she can if this continues throughout the season, which will give her a storyline. That is truly unnecessary. For one, Sheree is not dependent upon Martell's resources to thrive other than having a storyline on the show. And I don't believe she is financially tied to him. So if he decides to display his real character, or all of this is just a facade for the show, I hope Sheree move cautiously with him if she's putting her heart into it or plan to do that. Martell and Sheree's relationship will make it one less couple less housewives. And let's talk about Kenya. Speaking of Sheree's dating history, and she tends to ignore her own dating and marriage history. Okay? So let's just say for now, Sheree has given these girls a jump start for a storyline and or a conversation the Real Housewives way. So y'all tell me what you think about this story, and as always, I thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.